Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the shows. I'm trying to be a little eclectic as I just wanted to give you a sort of shape for how my show works, and also give you a chance to see what I'm all about, the world that I live in terms of my hobby, and it's a little eclectic, it's all over the map. I'm not a huge lover of aircraft. I've tried a couple and I'm not very good at it. I never really was into it. There are a few I'd like to build, and perhaps one day we'll do that. But I'm mostly a fantasy, sci-fi guy. Sometimes I love quirky things. There are some interesting plastic kits that are quirky cars and things like that, and I'm going to do an episode about all of that. But I hope you're enjoying what we're doing. I mentioned briefly on my Instagram account that I was working on the Eaglemoss DB5. It is a beautiful thing. Now, I am building it stage by stage and leaving photographs on Instagram. I'm not doing it on the channel, but I always will give you updates, and I love to do that. But I wanted to share this with you because it's great fun. This is the DB5 from Goldfinger. And Goldfinger was one of those iconic James Bond films that for me started to define the sort of the fantastic aspect of it. From Russia with Love was very much a spy thriller, and if you've ever read Ian Fleming's books, they're quite dark and the character's quite dark. James Bond is described in The Man with the Golden Gun, which by the way takes entirely place on a train, not on an island, that James Bond has a scar down the side of his face and is a pretty dark looking character, but obviously Sean Connery made him a lot more debonair. Anyway, here it is in its actual size. The reason why I wanted to show you this is because it is just so darn cool. The detail on this is extraordinary. And as I said, this is the actual size of the model. It's 57.12 centimeters in its size. It comes with the control console, ejector seat, under the false gear knob, which is genius, the removable roof panel for the ejector seat, the rear bulletproof screen, the oil dispenser light swing down, tire stingers dispenser, the rotating number plates, and the extended overrider rams, front and rear, retractable tire slashers, the ejector seat itself, radar tracking screen, radio telephone handset in a concealed door compartment, an armaments drawer with a Smith & Wesson Magnum .35 revolver, a Smith & Wesson Centennial .38 caliber combat special, a knife, and of course you gotta have a hand grenade. Just like the DeAgostini kits, you get your monthly magazine, and you get this really nifty binder that you can keep everything in. It's really fun. Really love it. It's beautifully done. One of the things that I am really intrigued with is the fact that as you go through the magazines, and there's lots of stuff in the magazines, lots of fun, lots of details about how to build the car, things that you'll expect to see in the details, which are just beautiful details. I mean, it's just gorgeously done. Everything is pre-painted, and the details are quite extraordinary. I'll show you some of those in just a minute. But the history of the car is really terrific. Of course, David Brown, the famous designer. But as you go through the various magazines, you don't just get information about the production, the car and the film, and all that wonderful stuff. But you also get incredible information about the car itself and how it works. And I'm telling you, I'm starting to learn a little bit about spark plugs and distributors and and everything else. It's really kind of cool. I'm like an armchair mechanic and didn't know it. It also comes with a parts identification sheet. I'll open it up for you. You know, it's sort of everything you need. It's quite extraordinary. I'll hold it up for the camera to see. Look at this. It's great fun. So it's like your blueprint to the design of the car, where everything goes. So you really can't get lost. So that's a lot of fun. And they do that for every aspect of the car, from the driver's doors and wheels and bulkheads and chassis down to the bonnet and quarter windows and everything else. Now, you know I can't get through this episode without making one bitch, one complaint. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not really so much as a complaint as it is a question why. Why? Why? I don't know. But all the various different screws that you'll use, and there's quite a lot of them, are not identified. You get a packet of screws, all kinds of different sizes and shapes. There's no marking on the packs. You don't know which screw is which. And it'll say in the build magazine, use screw Q or use screw R. Nothing is identified. But have no fear, because there is a forum on Facebook. That's right, the Aston Martin DB5 Eaglemoss build group. Check them out. It's free to join. It's a great group. They've got amazing resources. And somebody has very kindly created the ultimate screw chart for this particular build. So it identifies every shape of every screw and which letter they are. Bless them. I will give you some information about that in the description. I will also drop a photo of it in right here so that you can see it, the chart for yourself. And it's a PDF, so it's very easily downloadable. But if you're going to get this kit and build it, I highly recommend that you go for get the screw chart. You'll be happy. You'll be screwed without it. Sorry. I couldn't resist. Mine is in little parts right now. I'm up to section 6, but I'd like to take out just a few of the pieces that I've got constructed so far, because I wanted to show you some of the incredible detail of this beautiful thing. And it is extraordinary. So I'm going to take a whole bunch of it out. This piece I'm not opening yet because there's no need to, but it is in fact a bulletproof screen and the front grille and some Aston Martin marks. They're beautiful. I've left it in the case here so it doesn't get scratched. That's one of the things you're going to have to be really careful of. It's like a little child at Christmas. All I want to do is rip open the packages and get inside. And then you got to be very careful and do things like this. This is the front bumper, and I've got it wrapped very carefully in a soft cloth here so I don't damage the chrome on it. This thing is heavy. It's really heavy. It's quite girthy. This is not plastic. This is real metal. And the engineering of it is beautiful. Now, a lot of the parts are plastic, and I'll point some of those out to you. But that isn't. Nor is the... oh, yeah. We know what that is, don't we, baby? That's the ejector seat roof piece. When that flies off, you're in serious trouble. I've got that covered because, like the child that I am, I opened it. But I try to give you some tips about what not to do. A few other parts here that are worth taking a look at. So I'm going to be very careful not to take out too much of this because I don't want to break things. But I'm so excited to share this with you. This is the hood. And it's beautifully detailed, and I also have, let me put that away, I also have a few other details here. This is an exhaust manifold top, and I have a headlight already. but I'll put those away because I wanted to show you all of this stuff. I'm missing, I wanted to show you, where is it? Oh, here it is. I've got the rotating license plate. It's beautifully done. I mean, this was fun to put together. They had a couple of them that were pre-etched, and then the rest were stickers, but they're beautiful stickers, and they went on really well. They're vinyl and they're really tight, but that was only for the Swiss one. The British one, of course, is etched into everything. Let me show you on the fill cam here some close-ups. Here's the license plate. Here's a tire, and they're quite heavy. They're really girthy, which is kind of fun. Here's the engine block that I'm working on. Lots of fun to it, and you'll notice too, even from the front, I'll show you, you know, things are colored or painted. Now, I didn't do any of this. This is how it comes, and they do a really fun job with it. But this is the pièce de la résistance. Check this out. This is the front, this is the console. Now, I did a little dry brushing in there, but remember this? This is the part of the armrest of the car that you raise, and all the controls are in there for the oil slick, the machine guns, and everything else, except for the ejector seat. The ejector seat, as we remember, is in the it's in the shift. It's the red button in the shift. But anyway, that's fill cam on my phone. And those are really fun details. The passenger seat has a slide out compartment for the guns that I mentioned earlier. Great fun. And you put all of that together. I painted it. I chose to paint it. It came painted, but they didn't do a super great job with that. I detailed it out a little bit. But these seats have actual adjusting knobs and hinges on them, just like the car would, and they operate beautifully. So it's a lot of fun. So I am on stage 6, and as you can see, I just got a whole bunch of parts. I don't have a frame yet, but I'm sure that will be coming soon. Here's the engine compartment too, and again, this is where I'm learning about all the various different aspects of what goes into a car engine, and you can see that it's just absolutely terrific. So I'm very excited about this. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be incredibly heavy, incredibly detailed, and I'm building this for my son, and I know he's going to enjoy it very much. So this is the Eaglemoss Aston Martin DB5. It is available now in the US. It is a monthly build, but great fun. So there you are. That's just a sort of brief drive around the Aston Martin. I hope you try some of these things. If you are just a plastic kit builder, that's totally fine. We're going to be doing an awful lot of plastic kits on the show. I love them. They're great fun. And I promise you that we're not short of ideas for that. But I wanted to start with some of these things just simply because I wanted to give you a taste of the outside corners of the hobby before we start to go inside and really delve into the fun and the details of plastic modeling. Again, These kits are also being built on YouTube. I have not found anybody that I'm totally in love with yet that is building this. And I'm just being honest. There's no knock against anybody. If I don't talk about you or haven't mentioned you on the show, it's probably because I haven't found you. So for that, I apologize. But I'm making an effort to do as much research as I can so that you can find some of the best builders who will also be augmenting these things and adding some tricks and tips of their own. Because that's how we all grow together as a community. We learn from each other, and that's one of the things that I think is so exciting about having all these channels available to us now. So again, there you have it, the Aston Martin DB5 from Eaglemoss. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in. Be safe. Stay safe. Be well, and build something. Take care, everybody.